Antoine Gibert, Gaël Ficou and Henry Arundel. For Clermont, there's a first ever captain appearance for Baptiste Joanneau, keeping Sébastien Bézi out of the starting lineup. He teams up with fellow halfback Anthony Bello. Bézi on the bench. So then, can Clermont, who have only won away from home twice all season, come up with a surprise here against a Racing team who got back on the winning run again at home? After 3 straight defeats against Toulouse, Montpellier and Stade Francais, they beat Toulon last time out here. And this will be the final time they play at the Paris La Défense Arena in Nanterre on the western approaches to Paris this season, as this place is going to be turned into a swimming pool just as soon as Taylor Swift has got her concert out of the way in May. A little bit of encouragement for Sia Khaleesi for Trevor Niakane's fellow Rugby World Cup champion from South Africa, who starts at loose head tonight, the versatile front row forward. More often than not you see him on the right hand side, but tonight he's on the left. Well, Sia Khaleesi has been out for a while. I think they were aiming for this game for him to be fit enough, but the surgery he needed on his hand has just needed a couple of extra weeks to get better. Gaël Ficou, though, back in the side. French international, started all 4 of his apps at the Rugby World Cup and started all 5 of France's 6 Nations games. Luc Ramos is our referee this afternoon, and there is the star of the show against Wales, Nolan Le Garrec, whose profile has gone up substantially since that starring role against the Welsh to finish off the 6 Nations campaign. That overall, well, France could have done better. Anthony Bello then, from a French international, gets us underway with Toulon playing in all blue today. Jordan Joseph, the massive number 8, picks it up, the ex-French under-20 international. Only 23 still. Out it comes to Gaël Ficou, then missed pass out wide. Wame and Nayatuvi, who scored in last week's win over Cast, and they're on their way. Nolan Le Garrec, oh, what a start from Racing, and in its run from Henry Arundel, the ex-England international. Barely 30 seconds on the clock, and this last hurrah before moving on the road for their home games after today gets off with a spectacular opening try. Well, Nolan Le Garrec has taken a knock. Look at this, from 122 all the way. Lovely pass by Woki, feeds it out wide. Then the missed pass by fellow French international Gaël Ficou. He took it back again, his speed taking him past a couple of men. Out to Le Garrec, had the awareness to feed it out to the Englishman, who picks up his 8th try in top 14. Antoine Gibert, recently back from injury, and he's just squeezed that wide. Nevertheless, fantastic start for Racing. Oh dear, it looks as though Nolan Le Garrec is only going to play 30 seconds in this game. He got hit with that offload for the try, and he's come off and already has been replaced. And it's problematic because they don't actually have a specialist scrum half on the bench. So Antoine Gibert is going to have to come in and play number 9. So then Tristan Tedder comes on, the South African fly half. And he'll move out to the number 10 position, whilst the man wearing number 10 has become the scrum half. So it's a great start, but on a rejigging. So the perfect start that Racing had, well, not quite so perfect anymore, particularly as they also missed the conversion. Cameron Woki is going to be pinged here for going in off his feet. He'll say that he was being pushed off his feet, but referee not having any of it. And Anthony Bello is going to go for territory. So then, Clermont underway once more. George Moala, their battering ram in chief, flies into contact. Out comes the pass from Peter Gus Sawakula, the 29-year-old New Zealand international. Nearly offside for Cameron Woki again. Picked up by Georgie Berry, the loose head prop. And the referee has seen an infringement by Clermont. Jordan Joseph getting over the ball, all 124 kilos of him. Forcing the ball carrier to hold on a little longer than the referee was happy with, and that's a good kick. Stofurios will never be happy when that sort of play breaks down. Peniami Nasali Narissa, they're at hooker, so Camus Shah, something has happened to him as well. Due to start at number 2, but it's the Fijian international on the pitch there between Siddharthe Gomez-Sarr and Travania Kane. There are stories around that he'll be leaving Racing at the end of the season. Travania Kane, which would be a little ironic after the arrival this season of Sia Khaleesi. So Bati Joanneau, his first time as captain of Clermont, feeds the ball in. The 20-year-old scrum half feeds it out into Bello's path. He cuts it back inside where Moala takes it, the Tongan international. No way through this time. It's a bit rough. And Racing being penalised for going through illegally. So we're going for the posts after that penalty given away by Jordan Joseph. Well, it clearly wasn't Jordan Joseph. Ah, there, just coming through perhaps. So then a chance for Anthony Bello to reduce the damage. 68 points so far for the 27-year-old fly half this season, who has played in exactly half of his 20 appearances. When I say played, started exactly half of his 20 appearances this season.
Merci.
In and out of the side last campaign as well.
10 seconds.
Bello then, with 10 seconds to go until he had to kick, has missed it.
22.
So it remains 5-0 to Racing after that try by Henry Arundel. Kickers at the moment don't seem to have their right boots on at the moment, on the artificial turf of the Paris La Défense Arena. Up by Tristan Tedder then. Had to come on after a minute of play, after an injury to Nolan Le Garrec, which is not what they want, particularly when he's been in such fantastic form of late. A lot of the build-up to this was all about the battle between Nolan Le Garrec and Bati Joanneau, two of the brightest stars of half-back play in France at the moment. This is Bello, taken on there by Pesili Yato, the Fijian international flanker, backed by Paul Jedrzejak, who's back from a pectoral injury that he picked up until February. Forward by Julien Herito, who's been injury hit throughout the last few seasons. including when he was at Toulon. This is his second season with Clermont. Messard brought in as Gibert prepares to kick. In comes Niakane as well, which has just slowed Gibert up a little bit after being told to play it. We might have seen the days of those long caterpillar mauls or rucks coming to an end with World Rugby, entertaining the idea of speeding up play and not allowing them to build. This was Moala feeding in into Herito, who didn't take the ball perfectly and then ended up knocking it on. Clermont pick up play, messy ball. Tixeron, though, did well. It's the fly half. Bello playing scrum half for the moment as he feeds it into Rob Simmons, the Australian international. Earning their yards the hard way at the moment, Clermont. Into the 22, though. Bati Joanneau joining the ruck. Back it comes out to Tixeron. Blindside flanker. Has lost control of the ball. I think Clermont has still got it. Somewhere at the back there, Joanneau looking around for the options. That option is Simmons. Joanneau again. Jedrzejak. Joanneau keeping it fairly close at the moment. They're not really throwing it out to the backs yet. Joanneau calling for the forwards to fold round onto this hand side as Pasili-Yato runs into contact once more. Simmons, I'm not sure he was expecting that little pass. He was flat on his heels. Ball is available. Referee warns Racing to stay on side. Forward again comes Soakula. Very, very slow progress. Georgie Berrier, the loose head prop, goes forward and gets a bit more there. Oh, he might have gone all the way, taking Gaël Fickou with him. And the referee has decided that that ball has been held up. Georgie Berrier there isolating Gaël Fickou and almost taking him into central Paris. Look at this. All of the 108 kilos driving diagonally, horizontally towards that try line, and he just couldn't do the most important bit. So then the goal line dropout, so Akula picks it up once more. Back inside to Bautista Delgi, who's been in such fantastic try-scoring form this season. This is a nice move. No way through, though, at that point. So recycling and driving through come Racing, but illegally. Penalty to Clermont. Look at the territory there. Clermont was 87% possession territory in the game, but it's beginning to even up in the last 10 minutes.
Allez, juste à l'intérieur des 22 ici, William. Ici, s'il vous plaît.
Got to be honest, I didn't actually really understand that that caption. The last 10 minutes when we're only 11 minutes in. Slightly odd. Anyway, Etienne Foucard with the throw. So Akula looked like he took the ball. The ball has been recycled. Joanneau is going to feed it into Etienne Foucard, the hooker. He's hit by the ever combative Diallo. So good in defence. So quick to the breakdown. Joanneau once more. Moala escapes one tackler and keeps on going. It's Fickou who brings him down. Joanneau out to Bello. Delgi. Diallo wraps him up. Pasili-Yato brought down by Fickou again. Bello. Moala. Good tackle by the second row forward. Baptiste Chouzanu, who's returned to the second row today, moving Cameron Waukee back out to the back row. Bello plays scrum half and feeds it in to Berrier again. Joanneau, quick ball out to the other. Prop forward, Rabah Slimani. Ex-French international now. It's been a while since he's been with Les Bleus. And that's out on the full. Henry Arundel playing full-back again today. He's done it 3 times since coming in from London Irish. 21 years old, England's star in the World Cup, England's star as well for Racing, but doesn't qualify now to play again for England until he chooses to go back to the country of his birth. It's no wonder Gael Ficou has got a bit of a problem. He got hit hard by Georgie Berrier and he's been really involved in all the defence, as he usually is. Just needs a couple of moments here just to get himself back together. There's the substitutes. Boris Palou looking up, and maybe they were deciding whether or not they might have to bring another one on. They've already made one injury-enforced substitution in the first half, with Nolan Le Garrec having gone off. Kamil Shah didn't start, so Naresia doesn't find his man, and Clermont take over. Berrier again, barrels into Jordan Joseph. Joanneau, Basili Yato. Bello again, all loose. Picked up by the fullback, Thomas Rosier. 23-year-old who is on the bench a lot of the time when Alex Newsom is playing, the Australian fullback. So Akula into Diallo. And Will Rowlands, who's returned from international duty with Wales. Not that he'll be wanting to be remembered or reminded of what happened to them in the Six Nations of late. Delguy, nice play. Out it goes once more, Rosier. Fullback thought he might have had a route round there, but in the end he comes back inside and Rob Simmons picks it up and drives. Now here comes Joanneau, aided by Jedrajak, who takes the ball on. Sakura plays scrum half and feeds it into Etienne Foucard. The hooker gets absolutely no change whatsoever out of Jordan Joseph. That ball is pinging around a bit, but Clermont managed to keep hold of it. Moala heads straight into Siddharthe Gomez-Sarr. Takes all that the Italian had propped to bring down one of the hardest men to stop breaking lines in rugby. Forward comes Herito. Again, they start to make a little bit of headway. In it comes Jedrajak trying to come forward, and it feeds it out to Tixeron, a metre from the line. And the referee blows. Accidental offside against Clermont. Scrum ball to Racing.
Hors-jeu involontaire, vous ramassez le ballon, vous allez percuter un partenaire à vous devant vous. Mêlée, balle blanche.
Yep. Running into a player that was in front of him. Nevertheless, Racing here not getting it right with the line out. George Moala running into Siddharthe Gomez-Sarr and Gael Ficou. Ficou desperately trying to get in on the jackling action afterwards, but it was well shielded by Clermont. There is the very final part. Looks like it was Rob Simmons who got accidentally in front of the play and prevented the passing. Stuart Lancaster still with Freddie Michalak and Joe Rokotoko as assistant coaches in his first season. Starting to get their form back again. Back-to-back wins after defeats in 5 matches in a row that dropped them off the top of the table and all the way at one stage down to 6th in the table. They're beginning to recover again, though, as they come forward once more. Tristan Tedder looks for length on the kick and finds it, gets it up to about the 10-metre line. And Racing get themselves out of trouble. We'll still feel 5-0. Clermont have been unbeaten in the last 2 games, but one of those was a draw against the bottom side, Oyonnax. Last week bounced back with a real tussle, 31-28 against Pau at home at the Michelin. And that's a Racing penalty. Holding on after the tackle by the captain today for Clermont, Baptiste Joanneau. Taking it to a tap penalty, and off they come again, and now it's a foot race, and there could be a try here for Racing. Rescued by Rosier before Juan Imhoff could get there, and a penalty to Racing. Very clever use of a penalty there, almost resulting in a try. And it's being given by the looks of it. Here they come then, taken quickly. The quick forward by Saï, and then the foot race here. Juan Imhoff with Arundel. And everything on the line. Let's see. Where's the touchdown? There it is. That's clever. Viper-like reactions for the try. Well, there is Kamel Chat watching on. Should have been starting today. Dropped out last minute. Must have been something in the warm-up. And he's through. And it's a 12-0 lead for Racing in their final game at the Paris La Défense Arena before they spend the rest of the season out on the road. They're going to the Stade Abbé Deschamps, the home of Auxerre Football Club, who are in Ligue 2 at the moment, the second division of the French football pyramid. And a substitution for Clermont. Lucas Desaigne is coming on in the back row.
Jouez-le!
Well, Clermont are not out of the woods yet. Last week's narrow but all-important win over Pau gave Christophe Oris' men a bit of breathing space. 10th at the start of the match day. Clermont still just 5 points clear of 13th place Montpellier, and of course that's now 4 points after the defensive bonus point for Montpellier earlier today in their defeat to Stade Francais. Berria, Soakula, brought down by a combination of Arundel and Jordan Joseph. Bello takes it on though, and here they come. Rosier. Joanneau sees a little bit of space in front of him and tries to exploit it. Out by Rob Simmons playing scrum half, and they've just been taken into touch. Good tackling by the two men at the back, Wame Niatuvu and Henry Arundel. Quick play, and there was Pasili Yatta who managed to escape his man. Yerim Fowl was the man trying to get there. In it comes, that's better. This time Racing win on their own throw. Jordan Joseph picks it up, and Etienne Foucault tries to rip it away from him. Offside given as Nolan Le Garrec. He started the game with some strapping on the leg, and well, he didn't survive the first 30 seconds despite getting a try assist. Tristan Tedder then kicks to safety again. Well, the battle to keep Clermont amongst the elite of French rugby threatens to be fierce. Away from home, Clermont with the 8th best record in the league. 2 wins, 1 draw, 6 defeats. They will be good enough to pull off an upset today in Nanterre. Well, at the moment, it doesn't look so. They are 12 points down. All good hit on Gael Ficou. And it's put Racing in trouble. Gilbert trying to keep it.
Ballon sorti, jeu. Il vous faut être debout pour jouer.
Yeah, playing it on the ground.
Vous êtes au sol, en effet.
Great pressure by Clermont. Good response.
7 blancs. Au sol, ramasse le ballon.
Ibrahim Diallo, the man who was pinged for playing the ball on the ground without standing on both feet, supporting his own weight. So Anthony Bello will have another chance here from a similar position to the previous one that he missed to get Clermont on the board.
D'accord, donc c'est le vrai relayeur. Ok, je vais être vigilant. Je vais lui passer un mot. Merci, Eric. Ouais. D'accord. Ouais, je l'ai vu, ouais, je l'ai vu. Oui, mais je pense aussi que c'est travaillé. Ouais. Ouais, pour l'instant, ouais. Ok, merci. Merci. Il y a un joueur qui...
So big depth from Anthony Bello from his 10-meter line, and better. And Clermont finally on the board and pull it back to 12 points to 3. Justin Tedder gets us back underway then. A high and relatively short one, this, just to the 22. Well gathered though by Clermont. Joanneau looks out to Rabah Slimani. Tight head prop, doesn't get any change out of the man facing him, which is Sadate Gomez-Sarr. Into the air and out, and Clermont reach halfway.
Bleu sur la ligne. La boule.
Heniami, Narisia. Off to an up and down start with the throws. This time gathers once more. Well done by Chouzanu. Driving ball in process, and Gilbert wants it, but it's been taken out of play. And Clermont have managed to force Racing into a mistake. Well, it was set up well. Hooker had it back, and then rather lost where the sideline was, and all of a sudden he got wrapped up by Rob Simmons and couldn't release the ball. I'm assuming that Rob Simmons didn't loosen his grip before rejoining the maul. The referee was certainly happy, and so it means it's a line out which Etienne Foucard will throw. Foucard to the middle, nicely done. Pulled down by Paul Jedrzejak, and here comes Soccer. Wonderful break by Soakula. Feeds it off to Georgie Berry, who seems really up for it in attack today. He's always there on the shoulder so far. Almost scored a try himself earlier on in the game. Forward by Pasili Yato. Joanneau, Soakula again. Quick ball here for Clermont. Feeds it back out into the path there of Simmons, the Australian. Regathers her forward by Yato again. Good drive this from the men in blue. Dark blue, that is, or royal blue if you like. Pitaga Soakula again comes forward in his first season with Clermont. Playing in his 11th game, 10 of which he started. Nearly up to the 5-meter line. Berria looking to get there. Joanneau, quick ball this. Bello out wide. Back inside again. And Yerin Fall is a metre away from scoring. Feeds it back inside onto the line, is it? Yes! The ball is on the line, says the referee, and Clermont have their first try of the game. Well, that is a major relief. And the man who came on as a substitute, Luca De Seine, picks up his second try of the campaign. Well, he nearly had the 20-year-old left wing go over to start with, recycled by Jedrajak, and then the powerful blow forward by the back rower.
Je peux avoir un peu d'eau? Merci.
And all of a sudden, Clermont are back in the action.
Merci, Eric. Oh, clairement, la pointe,
And there's a little bit of just disdain going around with Paris La Défense Arena. Well, the referee didn't see it to start with, so he was just checking. So this to make it a 2-point game. He's hit that well, Bello. And it is 10 points now to Clermont, only 2 behind the 12 scored by Racing.
Quel côté, s'il vous plaît? À droite. Merci.
Clermont seem to have got over the opening salvo that Racing threw at them, helped by Nolan Lagarek here, but then tackled by Yerin Fall, ended up having to go off. You can see the strapping on that right knee. Big hit. Didn't stop the try, but it stopped him in his tracks from continuing in the game. Tristan Tedder, the man who came on to replace him, kicks off again, moving Antoine Gibert forward from the fly half roll to the scrum half roll. Berria picks up for Clermont, almost at the half-hour point.
Monsieur, faites l'effort de rester debout.
Johnny told to get on with it. And he finds touch. Well, Clermont have beaten Montpellier away from home this season, and Castres. It's not easy to go down to Castres and win, that's for sure. However, here comes Say, and there's an advantage being played here for Racing as well. No advantage there, so they'll come back.
8 bleu, plaquage sans ballon.
Yeah, tackle without the ball. Jordan Joseph looks like he took a bit of a fall.
Il est bon, mais parce qu'il supprime le premier soutien. Tenté. Tenté.
Well, there is the tackle without the ball. Big hit on Jordan Joseph, anticipating the offload that never came. Sia Khaleesi watching on. Should be back soon. Sia Khaleesi had surgery on the 5th of March on his fractured right thumb. Captain is gagging to get back in action. Maybe even as soon as the next game against Toulouse. Tedder towards the half hour. Between the two posts, and Racing react well to that scoring blitz by Clermont that brought them back into the game, and they stretch their lead to 5 points, 15-10. Dmitry Sharjevsky watching on, taking notes. Long-time coach now at Racing, has survived various changes of coaching, head coaching that is. Tristan Tedder has come in and has done well since coming in from Perpignan, having kept them up last season. Of course, now that Racing are continuing to bring in players, his place is no longer assured in the way that it once did. Owen Farrell arriving next season, the England captain. who's decided to take a break from England duties to look after his mental health. Oh, it's bounced. So they won't come back from where the ball was kicked. Wasn't the best kick, though. Rather came off the outside of his shoe. Picked up by Tedder. Saïd trying to get away from his man, but resolute defending by Kylian Tixeron, the blindside flanker for Clermont. Followed by Will Rowlands, the Welsh international, locked forward in his first season with Racing. Unlike the England players, though, the Wales players are allowed to keep playing international football, and back comes Bati Chouano for Clermont. Big hit by Berrier to clear out one Imhoff. Chouano feeds it out to Mawala. Mawala into Delgi. Berrier, thought he was going to drop it then. Those big hands just clasping it at the last second. Little kick over the top, and that's nice. One Imhoff rather losing where the ball was. Nolan Le Garrec with a hot head, sitting next to the icy cool looking Sia Khaleesi. It's not always that way with the South African skipper. Very much a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, in a good way, that is. Always positive. Making a good impression on the Parisian side as Will Rowlands gets some attention to his head. Second appearance since the end of the Six Nations for the 32-year-old lock. Forward. Stuart Lancaster, as he always looks, studious, never looks flustered, whatever the situation on the pitch in front of him. And there have been some extreme highs and, well, one extreme low as well with those 5 straight defeats. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting into the top 6 at the end of the 26 games. Now, though, the scope for error is dwindling with every week that passes. That's gone over the top, and Racing have done well to really keep hold of that. Jordan Joseph tidying up the mess at the back. Fourcade ensuring that he couldn't make any progress. Gibert. It's a long kick, doesn't find touch, back it comes. Delgi, past Saïd. Back inside again, but Ibrahim Diallo wraps him up. Bello, Mawala trying to break through, and he gets past Adate Gomez-Sarr. Told you it was tough to bring down. That's a very big tight head prop who he just ran through. Oh, and Pasili Yato's knocked it on. Up by Cameron Woki. Tedder, back to the French international back row forward. Former Bordeaux Bergman feeds it back to Gibert, and Tedder will kick. Fantastic kick. Wasn't too far away from being a 50-22. Well, it looked good to start with here. The run back by Delgi, turned back inside, but once he got wrapped up, the tackles came in. Big hit. And the pressure came, the knock-on forced. But it will be a line-out throw to Racing with Jackie Lorenzetti. Laurent Travers in front of him, watching on. Racing haven't won this title since 2016, when the final took place in Spain, in Barcelona at the Nou Camp. So Akula forward. Slow ball for Bati Chouano as he sets up the kick forward. Underneath it was a one Imhoff. And he knocked the ball off, I think. I think.
En avant, repris hors jeu. Vous êtes devant lui, fait en avant.
So a knock on, and then a Racing player played the ball in front of him off, which results in the penalty. So here's him off there. And you can see trying to play the ball, Bati Chouzanu. It hit him accidentally to start with, but then he kept on playing, and that's what brought the penalty. So then Bello with a slightly harder kick. Over 70 points now for the campaign in top 14. This to bring it back down to a 2-point game again.
Merci.
Let's put something behind it. Oh, it's just gone wide. And a second miss for Bello in the match keeps it at 15 points to 10.
22.
So then, as you can hear, the referee, 22. So the 22 drop out. Away by Tedder. Got some meat behind that. Back it comes in from Rosier. Rosier trying to pick it up. Oh, he just couldn't quite grab. It's a knock on by the fullback. Caught by Gaël Ficou, out by Gibert. Racing build again. There's no advantage. So we're going to come back.
Ouais. Il relâche le ballon au sol.
The view from over the shoulder of Christophe Urios. Shouting something, but it'd be nice to know what it is. Encouragement for the scrum, perhaps. This was Rosier. This almost worked. It was great play, actually, by Peniami Nassali Narissia. Just managed to get something on that. Otherwise, the Clermont player might have been clean through.
Flexion. Lié. De meilleures liaisons de ce côté. Gardez le break foot. Keep your break foot, okay?
Yep. Well, the second part you understood. The first part was don't engage too early. Always the judgment to be made, which side is engaging early and which is breaking to make it happen that way. Clermont injured. Big push by Clermont. Racing get it out quickly and just as well too. Tedder sees a little bit of space, cuts back inside the South African, and it comes to Ibrahim Diallo. He gets a few meters as well. He recycles. They need somebody to come in. Joanneau tries to come. It's a penalty advantage now. Will Rowlands picks it up and feeds it out. Gibert. Clever play by Ficou. Realised that was low. Used his feet to control it first before picking it up. Georgie Berrier gets over the ball, and that's enough to bring the referee back for the initial offside decision. Well, great running here. Tristan Tedder just saw a little bit of space inside as George Mawala committed early forward. Ibrahim Diallo also coming through, and Bati Joanneau coming around the side before the ball was out. Khaleesi with a little word with Nolan Lagarec. Khaleesi, perhaps one of the most recognisable figures now in world rugby. Nolan Lagarec, who's a little bit more recognisable than he was before those couple of debut performances for France, particularly the one against Wales, against his teammate Will Rowlands. So then Tristan Tedder. A little bit of penalty tennis going on between the two sides. Tedder with a chance then. to extend the lead, and he does. And all of a sudden, Racing go in front just on the period of half-time. It's 18 points to 10. Racing leading Clermont. Talk to Antoine Gibert then.
Il y a votre réalisme dès que vous allez dans leur camp. Est-ce que votre réorganisation avec votre passage?
Well, a fair amount of realism out there for you.
Non.
Are they bothering you though?
Ce genre de déconvenu, mais c'est pas très grave. Je pense que ce qui nous a fait du mal, c'est qu'on a beaucoup subi en défense.
No, it's okay. More of a problem is the pressure we're under in defence.
C'est notre réalisme. Donc je pense qu'il faut qu'on garde ça pour la seconde mi-temps.
We have to be realistic for the second half as well, though. So I think that's actually quite good so far. Long. A truly faithful servant, if ever there was one. Gail Fiku then leads out Trevor Niakani and the rest of the Racing side. Leading by 8 points at the half. In their final game here at the Paris La Défense Arena. And speaking of final games, one Imhoff there going through. His final game of his career at this stadium. He will retire, will leave at the end of the year. When though, will this season end for Racing? Baptiste Joanneau leading out the Clermont players. Had their chances to be a bit nearer than an 8-point deficit in the first half. Didn't get into the 22 half as much as Racing did into theirs, but on the two occasions they did, they came away with one try. Vasily Yato, the battering ram from the back row. They'll need more of that from him.
Eric. Vivien. Fabrice.
Anthony Bello missed a couple of penalty kicks in the first half. Otherwise, they could well have been leading if they'd taken all those chances. Direct chances, I mean. Tristan Tedder then, back underway then, in the second half with Racing leading by 18 points to 10. Looking for a third straight victory to make up for the disappointment of those 5 straight defeats that ended with the victory in their last home game, 20-6 against Toulon. Another direct rival for a top 6 place. Racing starting off in 4th place. If things stay the way they are, then they'll go up to 3rd. Bordeaux-Bègles, though, haven't played yet. And here they come again. Fast start in the second half as well as in the first. Oh, Ibrahim Diallo can't collect the ball and it's knocked on. Camille Chan there, who didn't actually make it onto the pitch to start with. Just hiding behind Max Spring, the fullback. Another good foray forward. Baptiste Joanneau into one Imhoff, and he a little cheeky offload to Diallo, which he didn't see coming. 104 tries for one Imhoff in 13 seasons with Racing. This is his final game here at the Paris La Défense Arena. Won't technically be his last home game, but Racing will be on the road every single week for the rest of the games, including 4 genuine away games. Big push by Clermont again, and it's picked up by Soakula. Baptiste Joanneau falls back inside. Clermont have it. Clermont told to get on with it. That's nicely taken by Henry Arundel, and he's hit immediately by a big hit from Kylian Tixiron. Tedder. Racing their way back, but they might be on their way forward now. It's a big hit by Etienne Foucaud, and all of a sudden, it's back and forth from Massing. One good attack and then a big hit in defence. Jordan Joseph, he runs forward and nearly loses his shorts with the tackle by Jorim Fall. That rather befell Ibrahim Diallo in a previous game. Tedder, Saï, back inside again and picked up by Wame Nativi. He was having a terrific season both in attack and defence. Saï picks it up, Tedder on the defensive, a lovely offload and the kick forward by Juan Imhoff. A little bit ragged, but it gets them out of trouble. Now they'll be on the defence again though. Back comes Thomas Rosière. Joanneau escapes one tackle, oh, and Gibert nearly manages to intercept. Just couldn't quite hold on to the egg on Easter weekend. Time off. Tedder on the run here. Past Moala, which is no mean feat, but didn't see Foucaud arriving. Ball went backwards. Ficou was wrapped up himself by Thomas Herito, or rather Julien Herito, excuse me. Jordan Joseph making ground. Huge number 8. And then Baptiste Joanneau on the attack, and that was Gibert intercepting Bello, but not able to get a clean grasp of the ball. So then scrum to Clermont. Baptiste Joanneau with the ball in hand. Clermont's 20-year-old skipper isn't going to get a chance to feed. Going forward too early. Racing free kick to Clermont, which they take quickly. Persili Yato forward. Joanneau feeds it out to Moala. Moala taken down by Tedder and Sali. Joanneau, though, has hands on ball again. Baptiste Dolgi, the Argentine international. Joanneau, Bello, out again. Rosière, well brought down by Wame Naituvi. Bello forward again, held on to just by Juan Imhoff. There's a penalty advantage here for Clermont to take advantage of. So a big hit by Narisiai on Sowakula, his fellow Fijian. Not rolling away the tackler is why the penalty was given in the first place. Well, a Tongan would have been pleased with that hit. Bello looking for the 5-metre line. He's not going to quite find it. More like the 10-metre line with regards to the try line. Henry Arundel was penalised for not rolling away. Sowakula wrapped up by Ibrahim Diallo before he was absolutely pulverised by Penny Ami Narisia. Maul called. That's one. New rules coming in, might well make one only enough. They get 2 at the moment, the count of 2. Sowakula away by Rocky. Danger appeased at the moment. Clever play by, I think it was Bello there. Picked up the ball, got hit by Woki, put it down, picked it back up again and kept on playing. Georgie Berria. It's another metre out of that last little push. Joanneau told to get on with it. Sowakula comes in. This is what will stop later. All of these caterpillar elements joining the ruck. Wame Naituvi can't take it.
Non, le premier c'est votre joueur qui la ramène dans son camp et le deuxième le tombe. Je fais peut-être une erreur mais c'est ma perception.
There's a knock on. The referee saying there that what he saw, one knock on followed by another. He said if I'm wrong I might be, but that was my perception of it.
C'est le bleu qui rabat le ballon.
Well, if it's a Clermont put in, I think he's probably got it right.
Flexion. Lié.
Again, it's short and sweet, but the referee this time decides not to penalise. He's going to have a word instead.
Tous les deux, break foot et de la stabilité s'il vous plaît.
So both hookers warned about their break foot and stability all around from the front rows, which of course extends backwards as well to the second rows as well, the front five. Big substitutions coming up then. Thomas Leclayette there on the near side.
Flexion.
Hassan Collinger looks like he's coming on as well. So changes on both sides of the scrum for Racing, and a penalty given, and away come Racing, decided to run it, and Henry Arundel has got away, and the speedy English winger is up into the Clermont half, looking for help. Juan Imhoff couldn't quite match his speed. However, the support is there now. Jordan Joseph brings the power. Gibert still playing at scrum half. That's knocked on. And a really good opportunity wasted. And Antoine Gibert throws his arms up in frustration. Well, Henry Arundel here, already a try in the first 30 seconds of the game, was almost away, looking for Juan Imhoff on his left-hand side, who couldn't quite catch up with him. Gibert just a little bit too high for the hooker, Narisia, who couldn't collect. Well, he is playing out of position a little bit. So then Collinger comes on for Niakane. And Leclayette comes on for Sadate Gomez-Sarr on the other side of the scrum, the tight head position. And Baudon has come on for Diallo in the back row. Maxime Baudon, just 21 years old. Comes on for his 19th appearance of the season. A couple of tries for him. There's Hassan Collinger, looks like he's been pinged straight away. And Anthony Bello goes high. Taken by Arundel. Usually a winger, but starting to play at fullback under Stuart Lancaster. Collinger feeds it out wide, and again, here comes Tedder, creating a little bit of space and breaking through the gain line. Oh, and it's been... The throw is too far in front of Nayatuvi, and he can't collect. Forward by Joanneau. So the advantage is over then, and they could get something big here. Anthony Bello gets it, and it's here come. No one's surely going to stop him. Big hit by Francis Sai on Persili Yato. Try saving. Boy, you would have put a lot of money on Persili Yato being able to finish off that move. You can see here, Tedder again coming through. Yato couldn't collect him, feeds it through to Juan Imhoff. Imhoff to Tedder, and Tedder's a bit too far in front of the Fijian wing. Otherwise, a very promising move again. That wasn't the end of the action, though, because Clermont feed it through. Good play from Arundel to stop that kick being cleaner from Bello, and then a big hit from Francis Sai. Narisia, Gibert collects, Jordan Joseph immediately steps on the gas. Gibert decides not to kick. Tedder will do that instead. Slightly more traditional escape from their own 22. Taken quickly though. Rosier. It was Jeroen Foul, the 20-year-old left wing, who decided to take that quickly. Kept by Beria. Bello goes high, off go the runners. Underneath it is Arundel, another terrific take from the Englishman. Here's Tedder. Tedder runs into a brick wall this time. Up by Gibert. Saye forward. Picked up by Bello. Knocked forward. So a knock on and then offside against Christophe Urios's men, and so it will be a penalty. Tristan Tedder is going to look for the corner. 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the second half.
Arrêt du temps. 12 bleus. 12.
On tape. Oui. Des joueurs des Racing me touchent. D'accord. Je vais faire attention.
Off comes Saye then. And the Cadet has come on for George Mawala for Clermont. Oh, that's gone over the top of everybody and picked up by Tedder. Racing have it. However, it's been stripped away. Clermont get away with that. Batista Delgui, really good run by the Argentine, takes them back out to the 22. First carry for Georgi Dumansvili, the Georgian replacement tight head prop who's only 21 years old. Look at the size of him. And backwards, says the referee, from the drop by Wanimov. Oh, little dinky kick over the top there, but it's picked up by Bello. Referee says he had the foot on the line, which means he could have gone for touch. In the end, he didn't find it. Henry Arundel, full back. Oh, it's been chipped down. And they can pick that up because it's hit a Clermont player. So everybody on side once more. Arundel plays scrum half now. Out by Ficou, and a chance here. Wanimov in his final game at the Paris La Défense Arena goes over for the try. Another try on the 100+ he scored in 13 years in sky blue and white. And Racing take control of the match once more. Nolan Laguerre watching from the sidelines, having set up the first try, but then having to go off injured. Watching on as the veteran Argentine here. Well, it was a little bit of a luck. Arundel's kick was charged down, but it hit a Clermont player, so everybody back in play. He was then there to play scrum half, feeds it out to Ficou. Ficou saw the missed pass, and he's still got speed, some speed there, the Argentine international. Flamboyance at the end, but you can forgive him that. It's been a marvellous career for Wanimov, for Racing, and that's a great way to maybe finish it off.
C'est immédiat après le coup de pied. Merci.
So the conversion from Tedder. It's trying to come round, but it's not going to make it. Nevertheless, it's a 13-point lead for Racing at 23 points to 10. That was Johan Bedegaray, the replacement hooker, hurtling backwards, trying to put the brakes on so he could turn the corner.
Arrêt du temps.
It's going to be a knock on. Antoine Gibert has gone down. Well, this would not be ideal. They've already lost their only specialist scrum half. Antoine Gibert switched from fly half to scrum half as Sébastien Bézi comes on. So I'm assuming that Baptiste Joanneau has gone off. So where is Gibert? Tackle by Olivier Clément-Jacques, who has come on. Man who was generally replacing Gaël Ficou when he was away with France, and that is not a good sign for Racing. Goodness me, who plays scrum half now? And fly half, for that matter. I guess Clément-Jacques will play fly half. Does that mean that Tedder will have to play scrum half? Gosh, it was Tristan Tedder going past his teammate that caused that problem. I don't think he really touched him, though. That's a nasty one. When nobody hits you and you go down like that, that signals trouble. So then, Taufifenua, Donovan Taufifenua has come on for Gibert. And it's one Imhoff who's going to have to play at scrum half, the left wing. Hardly ideal. They're just as well, they're 13 points in front, but there are still 25 points to, or 25 minutes to come. This is going to give Clermont a fair amount of encouragement. Forward comes their fullback, Thomas Rosier. Out by Bézi, who gets his first touch. It's coming on for the skipper, Baptiste Joanneau, at scrum half. Racing trying to push through. Sent back the way they came by Thibault Lana, the replacement lock forward. Because the big problem for Racing as well, with Kamil Chat unable to start, and Narissia being forced to play longer. Big push. They're coming from Jedra Jacques. The forwards try to impose their will on Racing. Racing repelling them at the moment. Feeds it out instead to Julien Herito. He nearly found the gap. Closed just in time. Out by Bézi. Berrier. Berrier again tries to burrow through. Brought down. Not rolling away though. And it's a penalty to Clermont. Coming through behind. Antoine Gibert there, looking in pain, both of the physical kind and the mental kind. Was it the contact with Berrier? Was there contact with Tedder? Or was it just one of those horrible things? Here's Persiliato, it's dropped though by Peter Gosoakula. Well, that nearly worked a peach. So then that's two scrum halves who have gone off for Racing, albeit one of them a fly half who was playing at scrum half. Persiliato trying to feed it through to his fellow Fijian. For once, the Pacific Islanders not getting their coordination right with the offload. Cameron Wacky is still down. That is the foot of Antoine Gibert. Not sure he'll really want us to look at that. Look at his face suggests that it might be serious. Well, Antoine Gibert is just a couple of matches back from his latest injury. And that looks very serious as Dmitry Sojevski watches on. Terrific former front row forward himself for Racing and for France. So then, time is still off, but we're gearing and packing down for the latest scrum. And it's going to be 1 for 1 Imhoff.
Flexion. Lié. Ça.
Well, they're having real struggles here with the scrums in this game.
Vous êtes tous les deux orientés vers l'intérieur, d'accord? Axe de poussée, s'il vous plaît. Travaillez mieux.
As far as I can really see, Juan Imhoff has never played scrum half. 225 times a winger, 7 times as a fullback. But no record of him having played at scrum half. Well, there he is.
Flexion. Lié.
220 odd matches for Racing, and he gets a new experience in the last of them at home here at the Paris La Défense Arena. Penalty to Clermont. Pressure building here. No yellow cards in the game yet, which, when you consider there were 4 or 5 in Racing's last game, is quite something. So then, off come Clermont again, trying to use the power to break through the gain line again. Persili Yato. Soakula wanted to pick it up, couldn't, so joins the ruck. Sebastian Bezzi has it and is encouraging Thibault Lanan to play the ball out. Going sideways at the moment. Luca Dissed, who scored in the first half. Soakula again, half a metre away from the Racing try line. Zemanashvili feeds it out, and they are inching their way across this artificial pitch. You're not going to run through Thomas Lacayette, though. He got all of his 125 kilos in the way for that tackle. Offside against Racing. So there's a hit to nothing here for them. Persili Yato looking, and he can't get through Will Rowlands. So the referee's decided there is no advantage there and will come back for the offside.
Les pieds sur la ligne, tout le monde.
Whereas Racing warned that they have to have their feet on the try line when this goes off. Here comes Persili Yato. Well, did he drop it or did he ground it? The referee says he grounded it and has given the try. Obviously, this will go up to the TMO. Yato driving for the line. Ooh.
Arrêt du temps. Arbitrage vidéo.
He's dropped it. He has dropped it. So the referee has reversed his decision. And Racing escape. And now we're gone. Racing 23, Clermont 10. Clermont running out of games to get into top 6 contention, and also they're being drawn more and more down into the problem end of the standings as well. 42 points at the moment. It's just 4 points above Montpellier, who are in the playoff place at the bottom of the table at the moment. All now look like they're on their way down. They're 12 points shy of even Montpellier. Another penalty to Clermont. They're beginning to stack up here for Racing. I said there have been no yellow cards yet, but if this carries on the way it is, then they might be coming out soon. Young Theo Graal goes for the corner, the 21-year-old fly half. In his first season, this is his 5th appearance. He's yet to start again. Here comes Benarous then. So back from his injury, there he is in the skull cap. Good to see him back on the pitch. Stuart Lancaster was talking about the one of the most deflating concerns that they've had, Racing. That one of Joshua Tuisova, who's yet to make his debut for Racing, having been injured in the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup with Fiji, moved from Toulon to Racing, but still on his way back from a terrible anterior cruciate ligament injury in his left knee that he picked up in mid-October in the game against England, against Henry Arundel's England. And good defence again. Gail Fiku comes over to congratulate Will Rowlands. Their defence is holding on at the moment. Antoine Gibet now got the foot up, as well as in ice. Oh. It has been really hard work to get a decent scrum in this game, and that includes with the substitutes as well as with the starters. And you can hear the frustration in the referee's voice, saying there, you are not doing what I'm telling you. And he wants them to start respecting what he's telling them. It's Naricia being wrapped up with various different bandages. Big push by Racing. That's the best scrum of the game for them, and they get the penalty as a result. Terrific play. Yeah, that man there would have been very happy with that piece of forward play. See the drive there. Maxime Baudon screaming as they drove forward. And the frustration for Johan Bergerai, the Clermont hookup. So here's a good one then. Benarous on as the replacement hooker today. Looking for Cameron Waukee. Benarous, who is usually a lock forward, but like Juan Imhoff, being forced into somewhat unknown territory. 152 appearances as a left-sided prop forward, but forced into an unusual preoccupation here in this game. Tedder looks for depth, gets it into the 22, but doesn't get much more than that. Benarous, incidentally, playing for the first time since he was injured against Union Bordeaux-Bègles back at the beginning of March in round 17. There he is. So 3 prop forwards on the front row for Racing, on a very unusual final game here of the season for Paris, at the Paris La Défense Arena for Racing, before they spend the rest of their time playing their home games on the road. There's talk, if they get to a home tie in the playoffs, that they would go back to the Stade Abbé Deschamps down there on the Yonne. It's the tributary of the Seine in the northern part of Burgundy. Big push again by Racing, and they're doing well here. Out it comes over from Clermont. Delgy manages to get a little bit of space and quick ball. And Soakula brought to an end again. Said he hurt me in the tackle, Baptiste Delgy. Now let's see. Well, this is Soakula, the play after that. Over the top was Jordan Joseph. We're looking there at Hassan Collinger, but more of interest is Eddie Benarous, who's playing hooker in that front row. Since he came on, they've looked better. They go down, and Racing get the decision as well with the penalty. Georgi Zamanshvili shaking his head as the front row for Clermont are penalised, and Gael Ficou, now playing captain, instructs Tristan Tedder to go for the posts. This could be the kick that finishes it as well. With Clermont already 2 converted tries behind, more or less. This would be enough to take them well beyond that. This to make it a 16-point game. Hits it well, through the middle, and it's 26 points to 10. And the 16-point gap is established, applauded by Sia Kulisi and the rest of the Racing faithful here inside the Paris La Défense Arena. Same expressions on the faces of Messrs Lancaster, Michalak and Rokothoko. Passive, impenetrable. Taken well by Jordan Joseph despite the big hit on him. One Imhoff, yes, one Imhoff playing scrum half. Collinger. Out by one Imhoff again. Finds Tedder. Saw the Clermont second row forward coming and cut back inside. Taken quickly. Back again, and a little bit of hurry-up rugby being played here by Clermont. And they've given the ball away. Maybe going too quick. Mistake. Theo Giral decided to take it early, and the 21-year-old fly half. Playing it on, and then into contact was Thomas Rosier. Rosier not letting go. You can clearly see Thomas Laclayat, French international debut in the summer series. For the prodigiously talented and strong tight head prop. Not included, though, in the Six Nations, unlike that man there, Nolan Garrick, who came out of that with an enhanced reputation. However, he's got an inflamed head at the moment. What looks like a concussion protocol that has kept him out after the first 30-second period, where he set up the try for Henry Arundel. Benarous. Well, that'll do. Feeds it into Hassan Kallinger. Ficou. Ficou hit. Ooh, and it's hurt poor Jedrzejak. Forward comes Maxime Baudon. Out by Imhoff. Laclayat. Imhoff recycles again. Tedder. Jordan Joseph brought down by Peter Gus Soakulu, wrapping a bolas round his ankles. Baudon again. 10 minutes to go. 16 points the lead. A victory looking in sight. One more try for Racing brings them the bonus point. Imhoff. Tedder. Little kick over the top. Nicely done, Ficou. Out it comes. Arundel. Good tracking by Baptiste Delgy. They still have it, though. Wamena TV. Ficou.
Merci.
He's doing well here, Imhoff. Tedder out wide, Nativu. Good tackle on him. Jordan Joseph can't quite find where it is, but has managed to get hold of it and is being wrapped up by the tiny figure of Theo Giral. There's Antoine Gibert, continues to look on from that rather jaunty angle that our cameraman is giving us. There was no advantage there, so the referee's come back over this side for the previous infringement. Olivier Clermont looks like he's in trouble. Replacement centre. It was clever play from him. Something must have happened to him in the aftermath of that. They can ill afford any more injuries here, Racing. Nicely done by Donovan Talfafanua. Went down to his knees, let go of the ball, picked it up again quickly. Good thinking. Ex-France under-20 international who's still on the edge of Fabrice Gautier's France setup. So Jedrzejak has come off and Simmons is coming back on again. Meanwhile, Francis Sailly has come on because Clermont has gone off injured. Here he is. Maul called by the referee for Racing, and it's coming back the wrong way though. They are not on the right part though. Falling apart here for Racing. Now they need to recover the ball. They do. Cameron Woki trying to burrow his way past Johan Bergeray. Out by the second row forward, Will Rowlands, a scrum half. Imhoff back on his feet again. Tedder looks for the corner. Over the top, though, on Wame Naituvi, with Thomas Rosier there doing enough to put him off. And his Naituvi completed an amazing amount of line breaks this season and made the joint most try-saving tackles in top 14. He did another one in this game as well in the first half, if you remember, accompanying Henry Arundel. Meanwhile, Bergeray gets ready with this line out, and it's professionally done. Ball in hand of the replacement hooker again, being watched by Cameron Woki. And they come out. Joram Foul, taken by a combination of Joseph and Imhoff. Pushed through by Benarous. Good tackling. The sky blue and white line holding at the moment in defence. So Sebastian Bezzi looks like he's going to kick instead. Little moral victory here for Racing, stopping them breaking away. Under 7 minutes to go. Really nicely taken by Naituvi. Referee's happy that that wasn't taken in the man, taking the man in the air. Racing on the attack, big pass across to this near side. Away comes Donovan Talfafanua, just about manages to avoid stepping on the sideline. Forward comes Hassan Collinger. Imhoff. Benarous. Through one, drops it, knock on. Clermont with the chance to come back. Racing missing out on their chance here to get the bonus try, and instead it's Clermont coming away. Oh, it's gone behind Delgi from Rosier. And now Racing can come back. Sailly kicks forward, out on the full. Mucky play from both sides. Well, that's got the home crowd talking. Look at this from Tedder, the missed pass. Talfafanua past Delgi, didn't get past Rosier, somehow didn't tread on the line, kept it inbound. Then Benarous trying to get away, and it was the tackle by Sowakula that knocked the ball free of his grasp. Then back came Rosier, through everybody. And he looked for all the while here. Sebastian Bezzi just needs to feed it into Delgui's hands, and he put it slightly behind him. Or, looking at another way, maybe Delgui had just rushed forward a little bit too much. Cameron Woki comes off then. Bati Chouzanou's going to come back on. Big performance from the French international. Back row, second row, he can play the ball. 5 minutes to go. Clermont looking for something. But even the bonus point for defensively looks a long way away. Oh, and Berregaray has managed to knock that on, and he's going to be rescued by the fact that the referee said, do not play. You lucky boy. I don't think Berregaray is going to complain. Giral looking for the corner. Not going to find it. That was almost an awkward camera shot of Cameron Woki. Look at this. And Berregaray getting a rush of blood. Off comes Jordan Joseph. Berregaray, nicely done again. Persili Yato trying to break through. Brought down by Will Rowlands, the Welshman. And then it knocks on. And possession changes to Racing again, who have just under 4 minutes. Ibrahim Diallo, incidentally, has come on for Jordan Joseph. Not exactly what you'd call respite for Clermont.
Liaison longue et bien dans l'axe. Et vous pareil, d'accord? Coup de haut et bien dans l'axe. Flexion. Lié.
Imhoff feeds. Racing hold, but Clermont tried to push them forward. That's well done by Racing. And what's he given against Clermont? I meant well done by Clermont. But the referee spotted something in that was...
17 bleu, pousse vers l'intérieur.
So...
Le gaucher qui pousse vers l'intérieur.
Daniel Bibi Bizou, the Lucid prop, penalised for going in at an angle. You've got to remain square on. Once you change that angle, the referees are always going to ping you. Eddie Benarous. Oh, he's missed it again. But, I mean, he's not a hooker. However, they're going to get away with it again. Here's Naituvi. He's run out. Well, that was there. You can see they're looking for that bonus try. Yorin Fall wants to take it away from him quickly. Instead, though, it's going to be a scrum, I think, to Clermont after that. Yep. Afternoon of what could have been for Clermont. Picked up by Berregaray. He decides to wait for the support, doesn't get up. Out by Bezzi. Strong tackling again from Hassan Collinger. Bezzi. Out to Leon Carrière. Bibi Bizou. No way through for him either. He's brought down by Thomas Laclayat. Bezzi recycles. Giral. Rosier. Again, good defending met. Not really creating any space around the edge. Talfa Fanua. Or rather, Naituvi makes the tackle. Georgi Demansvili is the latest to be stopped. Oh, Bizou nearly dropped it, but just about hauled it back in again. Sebastian Bezzi out to Giral. No way through there either. Coming up to the last minute, there's a high tackle in there though, so advantage to Clermont. Sowakulu trying anything, knowing that the penalty was coming. Sarakuda has been used all day trying to get through that gain line. Yet to score a top 14 try since coming in from the Taranaki Bulls at the beginning of the season, European season that is. Only a 4-point haul so far for Racing if it stays the way it is. And Theo Giral ensures that the ball stays down their end. Only playing for pride now, Clermont. Even if they score a try now, they're never going to get in position to be able to get a defensive bonus point. Back to the drawing board for Christoforios. All those dreams of reaching the playoffs again this season, not going to happen, and they've lost the the line out there too. There goes the horn. Last play of the game. Penalty though to Clermont. So you can't finish on a penalty. One wonders though whether it's really worth carrying on for them. Yes. Which is why maybe you shouldn't bother trying to play, and they don't. It's put out. And a strange game finishes for Racing. They lost their scrum half at the beginning. They lost their hooker at the second half. But in the end, they've come through here, staying in the top 6. Racing winning it by 26 points to 10 to stay in the playoff hunt.